Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new loud explosion version of ESO Guides with me, Sherman. Today we're going to be talking about farming in the new update, Horns of the Reach. Because there is some changes coming to the game, it doesn't mean that it's not going to change other things. One of the big things that's being changed is Prosperous Gear is now changing over to an 11-point recovery system, or recovery thing for all three stats, instead of giving us gold gain. So when it comes to gold farming, if you're a person who farms gold, not just farms items, but just farms gold, you're going to have a loss in your return now, and that loss is going to be quite substantial. From testing on PTS, I've noticed that my gold gain versus gold loss was really high. Like my gold gain was decent. We're talking 40 to 75,000 depending on the bag space and things like that, versus what I was getting before, where I could almost clear 100,000 in a run, depending on how many of certain items I got and how much gold I gained while farming certain particular public dungeons. In this next update, we're going to lose that gold gain by a certain margin, so it's really going to affect your gold farming capabilities in that way. But here's the thing: don't fret, don't stress. You will still be able to pull 40 to 75,000. On a good pull, you'll 75,000, maybe 80,000 if you're lucky. We're losing about 20,000 gold gain in a full bag run. Like if you run a public dungeon and fill your bags and then sell everything, you're looking at a 20,000 gold loss, roughly. There was some people who could pull 100k doing this. They had very unique setups in their inventory, like inventory management and stuff. But if you are a subscriber, you're going to see like about a 20,000 gold loss. If you're a non-subscriber, you're going to see not much of a gold loss, because it depended on if you sold everything or not. Now, I sell everything when I go on a gold farm. That's just because it just makes more gold that way, and I sell literally every item I pick up. And so, yeah. So the same old routine as last time when it comes to gold farming. If you want to farm gold in the new update, stick to the public dungeons with the most gold drop, like coin drop from enemies. Like the one in Reaper's March is really good, especially the main floor. The one in Malabal Tor is amazing still for farming gold. And then, of course, you have a lot of other public dungeons that are good if you want to farm items to sell. Now, when it comes to item set farming, I do have a new build coming out for that particular thing. It's actually a Warden build, and it works really well. And it's a solo farm item set. It's a solo item set farm build. It's made to farm solo in overland, public dungeons, delves, world bosses, things like that. And it will even be able to solo some dungeons on normal. Well, I should say a majority of them, unless they have a two-player mechanic to them, to where you need a second person to activate a switch, or to make sure that you don't get chained to the ground, that kind of thing, or just different functions in the dungeon that require two people. You won't be able to solo those, but you'll be able to solo all other dungeons pretty much with this build. It is that good of a build. But actually, I could do one for every class if you guys want me to. If you do, let me know in the comments below. I will definitely look into making those builds for every class, because I know a lot of people like to play different classes. They're not, some people have specific classes they like to play, and I can do that. And I can do both Magicka and a Stamina build if you want for the class, just so I have a variety. But let me know in the comments below if you guys want that. Also, when it comes to farming for like the Thieves Guild and like set farming, nothing's changed, guys. It's still going to be the same thing, like just going and getting the sets. And where you go to get them, none of that's changing. It's not like they're changing dolmens to drop, different stuff and all that. They're still dropping the same places. So that's pretty much it. I mean, we got some pretty cool stuff coming in this update. There's going to be some new sets from the dungeons. Some of those, actually, 2 of those are going to be really good for gear farming. I'll be covering those after the update comes out. or right before the update comes out, I'll probably do a video talking about that, why they're going to be so good for gear farming. And it's basically because of the way that they help you apply DPS and different things like that. One's a stamina set, one's a Magicka set, so both of them are really good for that. The other sets I can see used for PvP and stuff, but we won't get into that. But also, I'm also going to be doing a farming guide for making money through the guild trader on what sets to farm and where to farm them and the easiest ways to farm them where you're not going to have a lot of hassle. Right now I'm in Bancora and I'm farming out Spriggans for a client. I'll put it that way. Not really a client, but a friend of mine. He needs a Spriggan set for a PvP build that he's working on, and I told him I would help him farm it. And farming Spriggans is really tedious, because of where the dolmens are located. They're not really. There's two that are easily accessible, and it's this one and this one up north are easily accessible. This one's not so accessible because it's buried inside some old ruins. So a lot of people don't farm this or this world boss, but this is a really good place if you want to farm, like the jewelry, the sets and stuff. That's like how I do. I farm these 3 bosses and this to get the maximum potential I can get out of this area. But that's here and there. I'll like I said, I'll be covering all that stuff, and like I said, how and where to farm this stuff and how to get the best results in each area for the different sets. If you're farming Spriggans, Spinners, the ones that are going to make good money, like Plague Doctors, Ebon, or not Ebon, sorry, the Green Pact, Spinners, Spriggans, those kind of sets, even 7th Legion, or the one set out of Aradon, I forget what it's called, but it's a really good set for like PvP and Cyrodiil. And then other sets like Silks of the Sun, things like that. The ones that make some money. And they don't make a great amount of money, but they will in this next update. There's because of the meta changes, we're going to see an increase in sales of particular items and traits. So if you want to make money, keep an eye out for that video. It's going to be coming out after Horns of the Reach. And then before Horns of the Reach, I'm going to go over those 2 sets that I think they're going to be really good for gear, for builds for gear set farming. I'm also going to be bringing some builds out, more builds out for that, for one for every class. And these builds are basically made for farming gear, gold, things like that. And they're tanky. They're self-reliant builds. They're self-reliant solo builds. They're made to be self-reliant. They're not made to work in group mechanics or work with groups very well, even though they can. But they're made for solo play, for people who like to just farm and make money and sell items and things like that. It's strictly made for that purpose. So I have several. I have one for every class. I will admit that, and both magic and stamina based. So. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with Horns of the Reach and the gold farming scene, guys. We're losing a nice set that I really wish we wouldn't be losing. I wish they would create something to compensate for that, like create a passive or make a passive thing in the champion tree that's like a 40 point, or 75 point whatever thing that you unlock that is a way of earning extra gold from dungeon monsters, even if it's 10%, something. Because that's like that amount of loss is really a lot. I mean, we're talking it's a big loss to gold farming for the people who like that kind of gold farming and enjoy that kind of thing in the game. I mean, that was one of my favorite things to do, was just go farm. Like, turn on some music, just go and just farm. It was monotonous, but it was like very relaxing to me. Just go do that, and I could sit here for hours and just farm. And I can still do that, but I'm just not making the gold I used to make, so it's kind of like, eh. But yeah, so yeah, the gold farming, like I said, just stick to the same places we all know. Keep farming the gold. Don't be afraid. They're not nerfing our gold that bad. They're just nerfing our set for farming it. So. But that's okay, because now we can create even more unique builds for solo farming stuff, and I have a lot of really cool ones that I've actually worked with for a while now. I've actually been tinkering with more and more ideas and coming up with more unique ideas on ways to give you the maximum potential for a solo self-sufficient build that's tanky, plus it can heal itself, plus it can do DPS pretty good. But it's the way the build works. You kind of, like I said, you're self-reliant. You don't have to rely on a healer. You don't have to rely on a tank. You don't have to rely on a, a DPS in order to get the content or do the content. You have all that built into you. So, but yeah, that's it. So that's it for the Horns of the Reach update for gold farming, guys. I know that people will probably want to hear more, like how are the new dungeons for farming gold. Actually, one of them is really good, like really good for farming gold. So I would suggest going and checking out Bloodroot, or not Bloodroot Forge, but the other one, the Falkreath Hold. Really good one to farm some coin in. I need to get over here so I can get this stuff going on. So. Oops. But yeah, it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see that in the next update how things are, people take it with the gold farm scene, because like I said, we're talking a substantial loss. We're talking about roughly about 20k gold that you're gonna lose in earnings. So it's kind of a big hit, but at the same time it's not so bad. I really hate this farm, like Spriggan's farm. Unless you know like the best places to farm. Like this isn't a good one. Like the only reason why I'm doing it is because it was like the easiest thing I could find, like the easiest to just go between two of them to farm the jewelry. So, but like you said, Spriggan's is over farmed, like big time over farmed. Way too many people farm Spriggan's. You don't even need to really do anything. Get some help there, buddy. And do I get a Spriggan finally? No. I got a green ring. God. Get real. Like that's all I've been getting is green stuff. I haven't even gotten a blue, like from the chat, like a blue Spriggan's or blue nothing. It's always been green. It's stupid, man, stupid. But yeah, that's pretty much what it's going to be like in the next update. So if you are, like myself, you like to farm sets, you like to farm gold. We're just going to be losing a gold. We're going to get that gold loss, and it can vary depending on the person. Like if they had the right setup, you're losing 20k gold. If not, it's going to be between whatever your max is, just minus. Just expect a huge loss. That's all. But yeah. That's it, guys, for this video. I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Be greatly appreciated. If you guys want to see more videos by me, hit that subscribe button. I do try to release videos on a weekly basis. Right now, I'm kind of just like there. I'm doing a lot of PTS testing, to be honest. So I haven't had a lot of time in game as much as I have on PTS. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, have a wonderful day. I will see you all later. Bye.